All right, guys, welcome back to another video. This is a ride along video, just giving you some footage and talking about driving this truck, this Chevy's Turbo, the 2.7 liter turbo, 4-cylinder that they have out. This is my first experience with it. I've owned it now for several months, and the driving experience is pretty good. I'm over 2,000 miles now, and I'm past that break-in period. That break-in period I was told was about 500 to 1,500 miles, and the truck is pretty much just flowing along perfectly. My next big adventure for this truck is to take it out of town. I still haven't done that yet. That's coming up pretty soon, where I drive it for at least 12 to 14 hours one way. And I'm pretty sure it's going to do really well on fuel economy, because around town, if I'm, just doing all these short stops and quick things in the truck, I get 17 easily. And if I take it a little bit farther, driving maybe an hour or so, it goes all the way up to 20 to 22. So, I'm confident that I can definitely get 25 out of this truck on the highway, because it does have the start-stop system as well, and I really like it a lot. So recently I came across a really sweet deal on a Dodge 1500, and it was a Lone Star Bighorn edition. And I was very skeptical about whether or not I wanted to get that vehicle. I mean, when I say it was a good deal, they marked $16,000 off the truck. But now remember, I'm not really in the market for a vehicle. But I was deciding whether or not, I wanted to trade this truck. And that was also contingent if I traded my truck. And I was like, ugh, I don't think I want to switch over to a Dodge truck yet. I know they hold good value, but they normally cost a lot more a lot of times. So that particular truck was $60,000 or so. It was 58, and they knocked off 16 grand. And it was like, trade your truck, buy it today. I was like, whoa. So ultimately I was getting the truck for $41,000. And I was like, man, that's a sweet deal, but I passed on it. My focus is going to be the Chevy Silverado EV, and more importantly, I didn't like the way the Dodge rode compared to this one. This truck rides extremely well. It's very comfortable. And I did have some issues with the tires on it once I first bought it. There was a problem with them balancing two of the tires, so they had to give me 2 new tires. They warranted 2 of the tires, and they pretty much said, hey, here you go, we gave them to you. It took about a month or more to get them in, but still. And ever since then, I haven't had any problems with driving the truck. Now, riding around town in a truck like this, to me, is great because of the start-stop system. And you can turn it off if you want to, but it's weird because the light is on, it's lit up when it's on, and when the light is off, it's off, right? No, it's different. It's like, I would think it would be the opposite, but I guess I understand why they did that. If the light's showing, the start-stop's working, but the stop-start nonetheless works great. I see a lot of Silverados, Chevy Silverados. I see a lot of Trail Bosses where I live at, and I see a lot of the Z71s. I see a lot of these customs, I mean, everywhere, because the reason being, even if you don't have the 2.7 liter turbo version, this truck is just great value for an everyday driver. Even if you have the 5.3 liter, I think all of them, I've driven all the trim. I haven't drove the Duramax yet, but the 3 liter Duramax, I haven't driven that yet, but I've driven the V8 version, and it rides the same as this. I didn't notice any difference in power. And speaking of that Ram, it was actually a 5.7 liter Hemi, and it was loaded up very well. I just didn't feel like, I was like, it was a good deal and everything, but I was like, I don't know. But nonetheless, I did pass on this. So speaking of the Chevys, one thing I like better about Dodge, though, if I'm being honest, is their infotainment center is better, like your radio and everything like that, your electronics inside the truck. And then the seats and everything, the comfort and feel is a lot better than Chevy. I don't think this is a secret. Dodge wins every year, I think, right? They win every year for comfort and convenience, and you could see why. Now, I drove, actually, true story, I actually they let me keep that truck. They told me I can keep the truck for 3 days. And I was like, whoa, they're really trying to get a sale. And I wasn't coming here for this. I was just kind of looking around. I was killing time, looking around, and I saw the truck, and it was $58,000. I was like, no. He was like, that's actually on sale. for 10,000 off, and he knocked a little bit more off too, and I was like, whoa, that's actually a pretty good deal. So I did take the truck home, but in the end I didn't like the way it drove compared to this truck, and I know that's gonna shock some people. I did like the interior better. I loved everything about the inside. I loved a lot better than the Chevy. Chevy's interior is nice, and it also had that 12-inch Uconnect system. It's fantastic. But Chevy's interior, the only way you get the better interior is if you go to the refreshed versions of the 22s and you go up, and then you start to get into the same price point as those Dodge Rams that I looked at. So that's one thing I like about Dodge. You can actually pick certain things, and they do make you choose some groups, but Chevy doesn't do that. You can't just pick certain things and get the vehicle the way you want. With Chevy, you have to take it as it comes a lot of times, and as far as speccing it out, it's just different than Dodge. So when it came to comparing those two vehicles, I love the Dodge Ram's interior a lot better. Everything about the Dodge Ram's interior was better. The Chevy, on the outside, I think it looks better. I love the custom front end, like the way the big grille is. I love that. I love that Chevy has a step side on the back bumper. The Ram doesn't offer that. And just the overall appearance of the Chevy was a heck of a lot better to me. And also the Chevy, like I said before, it rode so much better. It rides better to me. So it was, kind of a one-off. I really wasn't gonna buy the truck. I just said, if they're gonna give it to me for the day, I'll take it. And I didn't put any videos up on that. I didn't record. I took photos, but I didn't want to put a video up like that because it'll draw in the wrong attention. People will say, oh, you're switching to a Ram, going back to Mopar. Like, no, I really like my Silverado, and I got a sweet deal on this. Now, yeah, it doesn't have, and also that Ram had the cloth interior, but their cloth interior felt worlds better than this, man. This feels stiff compared to Dodge's cloth interior that was in that Longhorn or Lone Star Bighorn edition that they were giving up. And but these are still comfortable. But yes, I took the seats off, the seat covers off, because I actually didn't drive the truck maybe a couple days without the seat covers, and I just decided to take it off, just do something different, switch it up, keep myself interested. So, but comfort of the ride comfort of this truck compared to that Dodge Ram that I was driving at the moment was really nice. Now, again, if I go up to the refreshed RST version of the Silverado, then I get into the real fancy displays, like they have their 12-inch Uconnect. You get into the same thing pretty much with Chevy. It's going, it's going across and not up and down. So Chevy has, something to offer to compete with Dodge's interior. You just have to get it at a really high trim level, and that's not even Dodge's highest trim level. I was just blown away at how nice the interior was on that truck. So, but I still wasn't convinced enough to give up the Silverado. No way, because the ride is so good on this truck, and the fuel economy is really good. Now remember, this is a 2.7 liter turbo and the 4-cylinder, and when I drove that V8, I couldn't even I didn't see any difference. I didn't see any difference. I was kind of surprised at that, but I did like it, but it wasn't my first choice for a pickup truck. And Dodge offers double cabs. They call them quad cabs, and then their full-size trucks are called crew cabs. So just like most, but they don't say double cab, they say quad cab, but it's pretty much the same size as this truck on the inside. Now, one thing I did like about that, something to do I like about the Dodge, they offer a Warlock edition, and that is a sweet truck. They can get really high in price. They also offer a Rebel series, and those just, again, Dodge's interior just slaughters Chevys in my opinion. I don't care if it's leather or not. Their interior is absolutely phenomenal in Dodges, man. I love I just love everything about the inside of those trucks. But I could switch these out and get some custom leather seats put in here for $1,500 from Cat Skin, and it would feel probably just as good. But I just think the ride quality on driving this, excuse me, driving this 2.7 liter for the last several months, it's been great, man. I'm surprised that I actually like it as much as I do, and it's it's a shock because I was very skeptical. I was like, I don't want a 2.7 liter 4-cylinder truck. I was greatly surprised, and it was a good surprise too. I'm happy about the surprise. It's not a bad thing. I think again, I'm just a regular person that owns it. If you are skeptical about buying the 2.7 liter, let me help you out and tell you, I think you'll be fine. I think the pickup and everything probably won't be as quick on the low side, even though it has 348 foot-pounds of torque. I don't feel that torque until I get up past 45 or 50, and then if I hit it, it genuinely takes off fairly fast. I can make it to 100 pretty quickly. So one thing that's kind of a negative about this Silverado, this version, just the customs, is the height of the truck. I bought a 2-inch leveling kit for the front, and you know, I still haven't put it on yet, but I plan on putting it on. But I did buy a 2-inch leveling kit, and I'm just gonna put it on myself. But the height of the truck, and then when you're on windy days, it's a little bit different because it's got that bigger front end than the Dodges. It's my youngest son has a Laramie. So it's been at the house a million times. You know, he's parked next to me many times to come by, and you know, I look at him, and that truck sits a lot lower. This one's a lot higher, and that truck, you know, he thought I was gonna buy that 1500 Dodge, but I was like, nah. But his Laramie is really nice. I'll show it one day on the channel. It's got brown leather. You know, it's a Laramie, so man, excuse me. But you know, this truck sits a lot higher. So someone asked me how this is driving in the wind. I didn't forget your comment. On windy days, like anything, if you're sitting up higher, you can, you know, you'll feel the force of the wind. So I don't think this truck is any different than any other truck that sits up pretty high. People who lift their trucks and put those big wheels on it and everything like that, they're sucking the gas mileage. I can tell you, they don't like that. It's a rougher ride. You know, you're losing power also. That's why I wasn't so quick to put the 26s on here. Someone said, oh, it'll ruin it. Well, I don't think it will ruin it. I just think I'll lose a little bit of power, and you know, hey, I'd have to deal with a little bit of a drop in fuel economy. If you've been following me long enough, you know that I always customize vehicles. So with this truck though, I just don't have the desire to do it. I like everything about it, and it's pretty amazing. It's just pretty much a basic truck for daily driving, and it's absolutely phenomenal on fuel economy. The comfort and feel is there, and it's just a good looking truck, and I prefer silver, and that's just what it is. I just like silver or some kind of light gray vehicle, and I just think it's a personal preference for that, obviously. But I'm pretty excited for owning it this amount of time, and it's been several months now, going on 4 months probably, and it's a great daily driver, folks. I tell you no lies. I don't work for Chevy. Again, I always tell you, I'm not a car reviewer. I'm just a guy who bought something, and if somebody was interested in it, here's my take on it after actually owning it and not going to the dealer and picking it up, doing fuel economy tests for, you know, 30 minutes. Those videos are cool and everything, but you know, I know those people are trying to build a brand. They're taking care of their family by doing YouTube videos on loaner cars and stuff like that. I just don't like those type of videos. And I know everybody who actually owns the trucks are not YouTubers. They're just regular people like me. I just happen to put my content online. So a little bit of a ride along with you guys, man. It's really bright out. I was gonna wait until it was a little bit more, the sun was down a little bit, but oh, there's a refresh Silverado over there. But I'm pretty excited to have gotten my truck. Also, I got my truck at under invoice, and so that's definitely not why I'm not too quick to sell it. Obviously, I've gotten offers when I drive. Sometimes, for me, fun is just going to the dealers and looking around. Not just Chevy dealers. I just go look around at different car lots, and I think it's, you know, I'm a guy, so I like cars and trucks and stuff. So I'll just get up and go. And I think owning this truck, when, you know, every time I've gone to a dealer or something like that, they all say, oh, you can sell this and make some money. And I'm like, well, I don't want to sell it back for invoice. I want to actually make some money. And a lot of the offers I've gotten, they try to buy it back at invoice or just a little bit under. And I'm like, nah, I didn't pay invoice for it. And, you know, I was fortunate enough to be able to get mine when everybody else was just accepting all these ridiculous offers over invoice. You've heard the story. I told you in another video. They tried to sell me this truck for $5,000 or $6,000 over sticker. I was like, I'm not paying you $45,000 for this truck. You can forget about it. And that was the end of that. And hit the door, and they told me, wait. You know, that's it. Money talks. So a little bit of a ride along for you guys, man. I hope you enjoyed. The cabin, I hope you were paying attention to the cabin noise. Normally when I'm recording in the car, I always tend to talk a little bit louder. You know, I don't know, I talk louder. You know, it's just what it is. And I'm on the phone and stuff. We all kind of talk a little louder. Did you notice that you do that? But a quick ride along. You really can't hear the turbo spooling when I have the windows up, but they are loud when I have the windows down. That is for sure. So it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. I like this truck a lot. Let's see where this journey goes. Remember, I did order something else that's going to be coming in. It's my second vehicle. So I'll keep you posted on that. But stay tuned for more content. Just a little ride along, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.